He shoots. And he scored! Get in there! West Bromwich Albion 51, Wolves 0. Oh, I'm happy with that. Oh, hello. Coming up on today's Retro Robbins show, we're going to talk about your favourite football games. Yes, indeed we are. And we're going to see 2 more games with brilliant demos for the Demo Hall of Greatness fame. Yeah, they're going to go in the Retro Robbins Hall of Demo Greatness fame. And we're also going to talk about the Etch-a-Sketch game that Jim Bagley showed us today on Coding with Bagley Mark 2. Only a brief thing, that. So, today's show is entitled Spectrum. It's a funny old game. Thanks to Nigel for that one. That's cracking, that is. In the meantime, come on, I want to play some football. Hit the titles! Red card! Send him off! Hello and welcome to the Retro Robbins show with me, Wayne Retro Robbins. If you've not seen this show before, you're the lucky one. Only joking. It's not a bad show really. However, I do have lots of difficulties. Trust me. Right, first few things we're going to do today is show you 2 great games with 2 great demos in them. So we've put them into the Retro Robbins Demo Hall of Greatness fame. That's a bit of a mouthful. I must shorten that title. But hell, why not? It's my show, I can do what I like. So, without no further to-do, which is my dog word, gotta get rid of that. Let's zoom the camera work in with some Retro Robbins dodgy camera work. Yeah, I know. Terrible. There you go. You get a nice big screen this week. I keep forgetting to zoom the camera in normally, so you can't see what I'm doing. But okay, for the first game that I've picked today, and of course we'll move on to the football games and your list in a minute, so that's for sure. I was only joking about the Jim Manley Etch-a-Sketch, but it was pretty good as an Etch-a-Sketch. I put a few extra programmable bits in it myself, but yeah, I like that sort of thing. Even though sometimes my C-Spec plays up on my old laptop and it goes a bit slow and ooh. Annoying. Oh well, that's what you get when you got old tech. Not Spectrums, they don't get playing up when they get older. They're just as good as when you bought them from first new. As long as you've changed the caps, that is. Right, okay. The first one today that I've put in the Hall of Greatness fame is... I'm not going to tell you till I actually show you. And of course, it's a Wally game. Oh yes. Automania, why have I put this in the great demos? Well, yeah, it's got a reasonably decent tune at the start of it. You know, it's bleeper sound at its best. No AY sound, obviously, before this was invented. But it shows you nearly every car as it goes through of what you've got to click the parts for. The game itself's a pretty tough game. Collision on it can be a bit iffy. Sometimes you're miles away and it gets you, and sometimes you're virtually walking through them. But on this game, in the demo sequence itself, he never dies. He can walk through them. He can fall too far, but he never seems to die. But he basically shows you all the different motors that he's making, and it just keeps going to this screen, and obviously the next one's the Mini, and it shows you, so you can see what you've got to look forward to. Well, shall we watch one more? He'll flip to the next screen. He seems to go up that ladder, down that ladder to the next screen, pretends to collect something, then changes, it starts all over again. But you get to see all the levels in a way. So yeah, that is got to be one for great demos. I mean, it's got to have used a fair bit of code just to do that, surely. But there you go, there's your next car. So that's that one. So moving on to the second one of today's great demos, and this one I've got to go through my vast game files to find. Today's computer of choice is of course the Omni 128, which I've got used via the SCART lead, plugged into my television there, and we've got to go to U, so that's a clue. And I like this demo, even though the first time you see it, it might crash straight away. No, I've just gone past it. It's Iridium. To reload the tab file. Well, it plays a little tune to start with, and it's not a bad tune either, to be fair to you. So yeah, let me just kick off this AY sound on the .AY. I don't know if you can hear that very well, but I believe you can, because I remember from a previous recording the clarity of the beeper sound seems to be picked up quite easily by the microphone that I have, where my voice doesn't seem to be as clear sometimes. But that's down to my Yam Yam accent. So Yam Yam Gamer might be able to translate that for you later on if you need him to. Okay, it'll do. I like this, great game, colourful. However, I don't think that's quite working right, because that iridium colour is meant to be changing, so maybe it's crashed slightly. Maybe it's the version I've loaded. Perhaps I should have loaded the Z80 file. Yep, there you go, there's the demo of it. And if it makes it past the first wall, sometimes, there you go, first one, it always seems to crash into that wall. Next time the demo comes round, it'll make it a little bit further. So that's why I've chose these two for the demo greatness, basically. But that's not what we're here to do. Today we're here to look at football games. And thanks to everybody from Spectrum Forever, Spectrum for Everyone, Spectrum Social, and every other group that I've posted the link on to tell me what your favourite football games were for taking part. And the name of today's show is Spectrum. It's a funny old game, and thanks to Nigel for suggesting that for a name of a show. Very good indeed. So let's go through the list. I'm just going to show you the top three, because obviously some of these managerial games take a long time to play, and I don't want to burn through too much of the time that we've got here today. So number 10, we got Peter Beardsley, and the full title is, one I did play, Peter Beardsley Soccer. Okay, there's one word short. Number 9, sorry, Kenny Dalglish. Football Manager. Brilliant game. I liked it. It was tough. Number 8, Kickoff. Didn't play it as much as I should have done, but I had trouble trying to get that to run, believe it or not. I wanted to show you a few more games, but some of them are a little bit iffy with the Omni. Number 7, a good game, this one as well. I actually like playing this one. Footballer of the Year. Yeah, that's worth it, though. Number 6, International Manager. Now that was suggested quite a number of times, but started at the top of the list, but worked its way down as I went through other websites, and people tended to suggest other ones. But yeah, it was suggested a lot on the one. But it was a good game. It's a managerial game, and it's quite. Once you get into it, it's quite a good play. So let's go into the top 5, and we're going to play the first one at number 5. We've got the AY sound back on there, about that. And we probably just about need it. So let me go straight down to my game files. Oh, you know what? I've got to get out of this. I think it would be quicker if I reset the computer. There we go. And there we go. Right, all the way down to the bottom, because it's the last file. It's a funny old game. Spectrum. Number 5. And if this works first time, I'll be surprised, because I've had trouble with it. Brian Clough, International Manager. There it is. Stop the tape. Do you wish to change teams? Well, no. How many players? We have to put 2. Do you want to change this? No. Because I'm really good at these games, I'm going to press 4 for expert. Type in the name of player 1. How's that? Which team will Retro manage? I can't see West Bromwich Albion there, so I've got to go for a second-rate team. Let's go for someone like Everton. And player 2, you can have Newcastle. Okay. So this is the game. Once you get into it, please wait while we... yeah, because you have to... I mean, the defence 13, attack 17. So you have to add these numbers in yourself, and it will play itself in a moment. It's just a little bit slow moving, as a lot of these managerial games are. So we can now look at display the fixtures by pressing 1. Okay, press M for menu. Fair enough. Okay. You can see the current league situation. Obviously, we haven't played any games. Okay, that's good. And we're moving on. Let's press M. Main list. So, play the next game. Okay, you have to wait a few minutes. It's a bit slow moving. Defence, I need to type in. I'll say defence 17, attack 15 because I can get away with it. Newcastle same again. Bearing in mind, and I will say this, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing with most of these games because I do not play them on a regular basis. They're not my cup of tea, but anyway, this show is not for me, it's about you, and it's a sort of show that you like to see, and hopefully you enjoy. And if you do, don't forget to like it, subscribe to me if you haven't already, and share it so as others can see it, and we can probably improve the show and improve the content of the show. However, it is a bit of a bare bones of a YouTube channel, but we like that because a lot of coders started with the basics and moved on to great things. Who knows, you know. Right, there you go. Remember World of Sport when you used to have the telefeed printer at the bottom? That's what that means to try and represent. It's going to give you the results. We'll get to see how my team did, and because I haven't done any... oh, it's a lot of money, isn't it, in them days? Kind of like that, to be honest, that little... But there's another game with a slightly better one than that coming up, I think. This was your number 5, Brian Clough's manager game. Get in there, Newcastle won. That was good manager. How did us Evertonians get on? Well, not Everton, by the way. Don't mind Everton, I'm not a real football fan. Actually, I am really. I like West Bromwich Albion. Oh no, sad, isn't it? Boing, boing. The heart of the Black Country. So there's your results. Press M for menu. And now we get to see the table. Show off the league table, please. And so on. Therefore. And that's your game. Moving on to number 4. What did you say is number 4? Oh, I like this one as well. This one can be a bit temperamental, so do bear with me. But I think we'll go for the Emlyn Hughes. Do we want the keyboard or joystick? Well, we're going to use keys. Yep. Okay, you get to choose all your different options at the top here. Yeah, this might be temperamental. Okay, you can get your colours. Yeah, game. Pick a team. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad, is it really? So we play match. Arrange a friendly. And then we carry on. And there's your results. England won. against Holland. That'll upset Rude, will it? So there you go, that's that one. So let's go to number 3. Now we're going to get into some real games of your list. And number 3 is, and I hope this one works. It didn't work. I've been trying to get this to work for ages and it couldn't work, but yeah, so where is it? Where is it? There it is. So we try the Z84 and hope that works. FA Cup. No, we don't change aim. Press enter to continue. Okay. Continue. Look, I'm Everton again. How did I manage that? Start FA Cup. I think this is the one with the extremely good teleprinter. There's your draw. Press any key to continue. Okay. I'm just trying to get through them quickly because they can be quite slow, some of these games. And this will just basically flick between each scene as each result comes through. It's a bit slow moving, but graphics are poor. But this made it to number 3, so there's a fair number of suggestions. But there was actually, to be quite honest, there was a lot of ones in joint second and joint third. So what else? Come on, shall we give a few others honourable mentions that also made it to number 3? Football Manager, that made it to number 3. What else? Champion Manager. And World Soccer 2 made it to number 3. Sensible Soccer, I couldn't quite find the working tap file on that, I do apologise. And of course, one of my favourites from Codemasters was Street Soccer, but yeah. And then you get the time come up and it gives you the full results. So let's move on to your number 2 of your favourite football games. And now we're talking games where I can actually get into it and play it. Did we play Emily Hughes? I can't remember. But we're going to go for your top 2. So what is your top 2? Well, your first one and number 2, and we're going to try the tap ball, is Match Day. An absolutely brilliant game, to be honest, for a football game. To get into it takes a little bit of time if you don't know what you're doing, but yeah, slow moving. Some of these games are so slow. What do we want to do? And we're going to kick off. And hopefully I'll remember the keys in time. Little intro tune there. Look like they're marching, don't they? Just so slow moving. You ought to be able to press a button, but you can't. You have to wait for this entire sequence to run. And of course, as always, I'm doing absolutely pathetic at this. I think I'll let it play itself out, but this was your number 2. And I've already pressed the... I hate how sensitive that goalkeeper was. Never mind that. Shall we move on and see what your number 1 is? I think you pretty much already know. So, number 1 of your favourite football games. The one that is mentioned the most is, of course, Match Day 2. Oh, I like the fact that you can... Oh, that didn't look promising, did it? Keys and options. Player 1 keys, okay. So left. Oh, I've got to do it all again, haven't I? That's better. What do we press? Any other key? Move with the cursor keys. Okay, yeah, okay. And can we play the match then? Quick menu. I think match day 2 is definitely better than match day 1. Have you noticed with most games, unlike movies, the sequels tend to be better than the first one? Now I'm going to really try and play this and see if I can score a goal. And of course you've got that little indicator above your head to show you which one you are. You can foul on it. Oh, I'm not jumping up in the air. Go on, get the ball. That's it. Pass it to him. Oh no, I've just kicked it out. Oh no, it stayed in. Oh, this is why I play snooker and not football. I'm just going to dribble it all the way to the front. Oh no, he's just took it off me. Get off, that was never a throw-in. I'm always worried when I've got to defend. Oh, dreadful. So that's your number 1 match day, which I think, match day 2, sorry, match day was number 2, sorry, and match day 2 is number 1. Weird, isn't it? Opposite numbers of the way round. So, just to add on to an extra filler for today's show, I'm going to show you a hidden gem. Well, not so much a hidden gem. Playing a game that's difficult, well done. So I've picked one for you. And I need to go back into my files today to check for some great games that I want to show you that people have forgotten. So, yeah, first of all I'm going to go into where I hide all my games, and strangely enough seem to have put it in 1-to-8K file under demos and games A. Right, we've got to go to F, and if this works out well, we're going to go for a quality game. I don't know if you've played this, but I'm going to show you anyway. Just got to work my way to the right number for the file. Just a filler for the end of the show, really. I normally do random game select, but I haven't done it today, so. The game I'm talking about is called Freddy Hardest. Might need to alter the AOI sound on the television for this. It's got a great sequence to start with. Plus a bit of a poser. I can do that with my eyebrows as well. Look, Freddy. Probably can't see it. Well, you should be able to with the size of my eyebrows. Haven't cut them in years. You know when you get to that age where you got to trim your eyebrows, you know you're getting old. Because I've loaded the tape file, it's going to be in foreign. So I've got to work out the foreign language for left, right, up and down and fire. Which should be alright. But this game's a pretty good game. I don't know if you've all played it, but I'm going to show you now. It's quite tough. You've got a nice big picture of it. So yeah. It will show you in a minute. Slow moving. This is almost as slow as some of them football games. You'll see a picture of Freddy's spaceship. It collides with an alien ship or gets attacked by an alien ship. Yeah, he's lost control. He's going to crash on this alien planet. I don't know how well you can see that. Not a bad picture today. Sometimes the autofocus likes to zoom in and out for some unknown reason, but then, you know, bang. I thought that was pretty good. Well done. So we're going to redefine keys. And it's got a nice little tune. And of course I've got it right. How about that? So the first part is just basically running along on a normal platformer. You can kick, well, things in the air you have to kick, things on the ground you have to shoot. There we go. Once you get over that part, you possibly... This is me, intense concentration. Retro Robbins! Oh no, come on. Fortunately it started me from there. That doesn't normally happen. Which is what normally happens. It appears with one of them just as you do a vital jump and there's nothing you can do about it. But once you get over there, the thing about this game, it's got basically a few little colours, but the sprites are absolutely well done. The scrolling across is phenomenally smooth, you know. Here's a rather impressive jump I've got to do here, and one of the mountain things will just appear from nowhere to rain on my parade. There we go, I'm doing quite well, aren't I? Was all going too well. Oof. You do get a different length in jump, so the longer you press the up button, the bigger the jump you'll get. So that always bears that in mind if you ever play this game. Here we go for another big jump. Sometimes they jump as well. So what do you think? You like the look of this game? I do. I quite enjoy it. Just about surviving. Honestly, I haven't put any pokes in this. Oh. So that's pretty honest. There's one for you to try. And from me, Retro Robbins. Let's shorten the show off by finishing with today. Yeah, I will be doing working action just on the Spectrum Grey Plus 2, where I will be showing you how to change the caps in that. Make sure your belts are in good nick and everything. Basically giving it a refurb. That'll be on the soldering side of things. I'm still waiting for a little bit more hardware to do, but that'll also be coming up in future Retro Robbins shows. And stay tuned to the end of this. You can watch the outtakes. I'm going to start putting my outtakes at the end of the show after the titles, in case you want to see something saft, because I usually do a fair few number of outtakes. In the meantime, for me, Retro Robbins, I've got no exactly news to catch up on Crash or on the next or anything like that. If I do find out any particular news, I'll be the first to tell you once I find out myself, but nobody tells me nothing. Probably a wise thing, that. So I hope you enjoyed the show, and if you do, please subscribe. Until then, for me, Retro Robbins, I hope you all have a nice working week or weekend, depending on when you watch this video. If it's good, it's been mildly entertaining, at least I've filled 20 minutes of your day, possibly. But in the meantime, for me, Wayne Retro Robbins, thank you for watching, take care, and goodbye for now.